Hey, you guys, it's Brandy Chanel. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your Insecure Season 5, Episode 3 review. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, you guys, let's get into this week's episode. Well, last week's episode of Insecure. I know I'm a little bit late, but I knew I was going to have this day off. So I decided to do it on Thursday. For those of you all who did not know, I am a veteran. I spent 10 years in the military, well, a little over 10 years. I was 8 years active duty, 3 years reserve. So for those veterans out there who are watching me, thank you for the service. So let's go ahead and get into this week's episode of Insecure. Okay, so we have Lawrence and Candola. So this whole episode focused on Lawrence and Candola and them, doing this whole co-parenting thing. They're not married, they're not in a relationship, and they are trying to figure this whole co-parenting situation out. This is both their first child, so the episode opens up with Lawrence and Issa breaking up. So y'all know when Issa had went to her little college reunion thing, she Lawrence had picked her up, and it seems like they had an understanding, like, yeah, we ain't gonna be able to do this. You got your situation over there, so we broken up. So it seems as if Lawrence moved to San Francisco. If I'm not mistaken, that's where he moved. Y'all let me know down at the bottom. Is that where he moved to? But I'm thinking it is San Francisco. Lawrence goes on a date and he's having a conversation with the woman. It's very awkward. They're making like these real awkward ass jokes. And in the middle of his date, he gets a text messages from Candola because she had the baby, or she's having the baby. By the time he's there, she's already had the baby. Not only has she had the baby, but she's already named the baby. Okay. I how do y'all feel about that down at the bottom? Because that's how I feel, right? I see it two ways. I feel like if the father is trying to be in the baby's life or is in the baby's life, then I feel like there needs to be a conversation about how we're going to name the baby, how we're going to raise the baby, what religion are we practicing with the baby? These types of conversations need to be addressed, right? However, I don't know if Lawrence participated in the whole pregnancy. Like, did he check in with Candola during the pregnancy? Did he go to any appointments during the pregnancy? And it seems as if from the way Candola is talking that he didn't. So in her mind, she probably did not have to because you weren't worried about no other time. You didn't check in. So it's like, so I get both sides of that. We have Condola's sister and her mother. We have Miss Kiki Palmer as her sister. We have Miss Layla Rashawn. I'm so happy to see Layla Rashawn is booked. She working because y'all know she has some little issues with her husband. We ain't gonna go there. That's a whole another episode, right? Okay, so Lawrence is at his friend's house. Okay, well, first let me back up because I don't think I mentioned the baby's name. The baby's name is Elijah Mustafa. I would have been pissed. I'm sorry, I would have been pissed if I was Lawrence. No, you didn't name my first child this bullshit name. Like it's they're both good. Well, no, not Mustafa, but I like the name Elijah, but it's like these are the type of conversations we need to be having as parents, not as an individual. I feel like let him at least try to be part of the baby's life. Lawrence is over his friend. I think his friend's name is Chad. I can never remember his name. I think his name is Chad. And he's basically saying that he doesn't like how they already picked out the name. He missed the birth. He missed the first few minutes of his child's life. And it's already making him seem like he's a deadbeat. I mean, would y'all categorize him as a deadbeat? Because, I mean, I don't know how I feel about the whole deadbeat thing. I feel like, if you're trying to be involved. If the mother is not letting you be involved, you're not necessarily a deadbeat. But it's like, I think Candola, like I said before, I think Candola was so used to doing things herself because she didn't have any assistance from Lawrence during the pregnancy. So I don't know if she's trying to say he's a deadbeat, but like, you weren't involved. So what? I mean, like, what do you want to, what are we calling it, right? Candola and Lawrence are at the doctor's office and they're asking a bunch of questions. Like I said, this is their first child, right? So they are, very alarmed at little things like the baby losing weight and about the milk and things of that nature. Lawrence didn't know about the milk, so he looking all crazy off of that. The doctor is reassuring them that nothing, that is fine, is normal, moving on, right? So they are in the parking garage, are leaving, and Lawrence is basically saying, can you reschedule the appointments for Friday when I get here? Okay. And Condola's like, no. Basically, she said the appointments are already set. They fit around our schedule, right? And, they talk about the baby's baptism and the fact that Candola has already planned the baptism. So Lawrence asked her, like, is this always going to be like this? And she's like, always going to be like what? He's like, you doing everything. And it's like, listen, I get it. Now you want to be involved, and like I said, I think Candola can do, can at least at least try to get him involved in the baby's life. But you haven't shown up this whole time she was pregnant. So when she does these things, she feels like she doesn't have to consult him because she's been doing it all by herself before. You went checking in before. And that's what she told him. Like, what happened? Just, I'll check up on you. Like, what happened to you just letting me know? He hasn't been doing that. So, I mean, he can't get mad. I know he's frustrated. He want to be a part of his baby's life. But being part of the baby's life just doesn't start when the baby gets here. It starts from the moment that child was conceived. And unfortunately, you chose to have a baby. Well, they both chose to have unprotected sex and possibly create a child. And neither one of them was committed to each other, and neither one of them was married. So here we are. You know what I'm saying? He says that he's going to come down every week. She looking at him like that ain't going to work. But okay, we'll try. We'll try. Lawrence and Candola are at the baby's baptism. Lawrence is talking to his family, his mom. She feels like the pastor didn't put enough water on the baby's head. I'm like, just creating bullshit for no reason. Now he's talking to Candola and he wants the baby for a week in Christmas. And she's like, no, that's like a year. And he's like, no, it's really a week. And like I said, this is her first baby. So she's not just going to be so easily, willing to give the baby to him. Now, he may need to make some adjustments. And I know some people may get mad at me about that because he's the daddy too. But here's the thing. He is the one who made the decision to move after he find out that Candola was pregnant. So I'm sorry. You're the daddy, but I'm the mama. I just had this baby. This is my first child. I'm not comfortable with having this baby just traveling back and forth. And to me, it's like you knew you were having a child and you still moved. And to me also, a baby should have you rethinking your plans. You know what I mean? Like you should, if you know you have a baby coming and you want to be involved in that child's life, you then don't move. Okay. You try to do something or find a job closer to where you have easy access to your child. Okay. So, I get what Candola was trying to say. So Condola's in the kitchen. She gets a text from Lawrence because he's basically tired. He closing deals. He's been up all night or whatever the case may be. He basically texts her and says he won't be able to make it because of his work. Condola's sister said that she would go off if she was Candola. She would go off on Lawrence, and basically he's an uncle. He dip in and out whenever he wants to. I mean, did she lie? Not one lie was told, not one. Okay, like I said, you need to make the adjustments to be closer to your child. Everybody is not going to sit up here and go ring around the rosy around your fucking schedule. No, you make the adjustment to see your child, okay? Because at the end of the day, you're the one who moved. All right, so moving on. Okay, so Condola gets an invite to Simone's birthday party. I was about to say baby shower, but it's actually a birthday party, right? And Simone is Tiffanys' baby, and Kelly is the godmom, so she threw the party. And Candola and Lawrence come walking in, and Lawrence asks Kelly, he's trying to ask how Issa's doing without actually saying Issa's name. And she goes, everyone that I'm associated with is flourishing, abundance, limitless. I was like, come on, goddamn Kelly. You better say that shit. That's the kind of friend I need in my life. I don't care if I was doing bad. That is the answer I need you to give when a motherfucker asking about me, okay? Okay, so Lawrence takes the baby to go get something to eat. The baby comes back with carrots all over his, like smushed carrots all over his face. Normally is not a big deal, but they have not talked about it. And Condola has an issue with that because, the baby is past 4 months and we can start putting him on solid foods, but yet they have not talked about when they're actually going to do it. Just because the doctor says that he can start eating solid foods does not mean I want to, okay? Remember, this is her first child, okay? Did I think she made a big deal out of it for no reason? Yes, I do. It's not that serious. It was mushed carrots, okay? The baby is fine. I think there's a lack of communication, okay? They're both just doing shit. They're both just doing shit without consulting with the other one, right? And I just feel like I get both sides, but I'm also like, Condola is like, I'm doing everything by myself. When you fly back home, you gonna be chilling. I'm still gonna be here with this baby. So it really, don't be making decisions without me. But I feel like they need to be discussing this together. Lack of communication. So they start tussling over the baby, right? They start tussling over the baby. I can't think of his name. Tiffanys' husband comes and interjects, asks Lawrence to go pick up some boxes. And, there was no boxes. He just wanted to, not take the attention off of his child's birthday party. And he's saying, this ain't it. Don't add more stress to it. And then Lawrence says, there's, dudes out there who's not taking care of their child. Here I am trying to be in there and trying to be in my child's life. And I'm just like, I hate when men say that. That's some shit Martell be saying on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm with my kids. There's men out there who ain't with their children. You're supposed to be like, you don't get no cookies, no cakes, no flowers for doing what it is you're supposed to be doing for your child. Okay? What them other niggas is doing, they're wrong for that. Okay? What you're doing is what you're supposed to do. What they're doing, they're not supposed to be not with their damn child. I'm just saying. Okay? You don't get extra kudos for that, okay? But the friend was absolutely right. Like, no, don't add more stress to the situation. You're making it worse, right? Okay, so there is a split screen between Lawrence and Condola of their day-to-day. We see on one screen, Condola, she is going about her day. Most of her day is taking care of that baby. She falls asleep on the toilet. And Lawrence is over here living the single life. He going to work. He's still doing what he doing. And so that's the difference. You know what I mean? Y'all may be the same parents, but only one person is parenting. Okay, so you can't get mad at certain situations, right? So Lawrence comes in and he tries to get the baby, and so he's visiting. He's coming down. He is supposed to get the baby and take him to his house, but the baby comes in crying. It's his fussy hour, and Condola pretty much she says she pretty much changes her mind and says she doesn't want her child going to a strange place. They get into an argument, and at one point he tells her to shut the F up. He tells her to shut up. And pretty much blames her for blowing up his life. Now, Lawrence, honey, okay, if you didn't want to have a child with Candola and you didn't want your life blown up, you shouldn't have had unprotected sex with her. Okay? So basically what you're accusing her of is trapping you. But you can't trap somebody, okay, who was very aware of the consequences and what could possibly happen if he had unprotected sex with somebody. You can't trap them because they know what could potentially happen. So no one blew up your life, honey. You blew up your own life. And is your life really blown up? Because what you're doing is you are still living your life as a single person and your baby is all the way on the other side of town some damn where. Okay? Your life isn't blown up. Actually, Condola's life is blown up, right? And so she says he's playing a part-time dad and the part-time, situation is not working for her. He feels like she's using the baby to control him. And he basically says that it's hard for him too. What part is hard for you, boo? What part is hard for you, Lawrence? Because you get to sleep in when you want to, okay? You can still get to party. You still get to go out on dates. Nothing is hard for you. You ain't losing no sleep, but Candola is. Like I said, yes, both of you are that baby's parents, but only one is parenting, okay? And it's not you, boo, so don't do that. Tell me something is hard for him too. Boy, get your stupid ass out of here. And he basically threatens her and says he'll do whatever he has to do to take his child. And she says, get the fuck out my house. Okay, and he got the fuck out that goddamn house. He's on a flight, and I'm assuming he has time to think because there's a lot of turbulence going on, and he sees a baby crying and things of that nature. So when he gets home, he calls her, he apologizes, and says, "You're right, this isn't working. What are we gonna do?" And that's basically where the episode ends. So, what do you all think should happen? Because to me, a solution would be for him to move where Candola is and find a job closer to where his child is. That is a simple solution for me. I don't know. Like, the solution would be for you to move closer to your child or to marry Candola. And I don't think neither one of you should be married, but you should just move closer to your child. That's what I think should happen. I don't know if he was insinuating that they go through the courts, or if he was insinuating that she should get full custody or he should get full custody. I don't know, but to me, the solution would be for him to move closer to his child. Y'all let me know down in the bottom how y'all feel about this episode of Insecure. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, toodles.